the, oh darn. I wanted to go horizontal, but I didn't set it up that way. Let me see, can I prop myself up somewhere? I don't think my phone thing can hold this. Well, this sucks. How's everyone doing? Let me just see. Let me try this. No. Sorry. Oh gosh, I didn't put it on the rotate. I think I'm probably gonna have to hold this because my phone thing won't work. Anyway, how's everybody doing? So today I'm gonna do a live video. I don't even know where to look. Where should I be looking? Up here? Yeah, okay, I'll try looking up there. It's gonna be hard to read. So we're gonna do a live video. I'm gonna bring myself up here on my iPad. Oops. There's nothing I can prop my phone up against, which really sucks. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do, hi Melissa, hi Amy. We are going to do my empties first. And the reason I'm gonna do my empties live is because we're gonna kind of skim over them, but that way, if you guys have anything you wanna add about a certain scent, you can do that and it's more interactive. And then we can just chat. This sucks. I can't believe I didn't, I almost want to restart the live, but it'd be too much work, and I don't know how to fix this. So anyway, if you know how to fix this, let me know. All right, so what I'm going to tell you is I did videos for Grazing Grasslands and Huddle Up, so I'm not going to talk about those, but there is a Tester Tuesday clip that I put out, so if you want more in-depth reviews, basically Huddle Up is very long-lasting for me, but I don't like it. And Grazing Grasslands is fairly strong. Oh, I hate this. Fairly strong. I hate this setup, not this. But this is okay. I have another bar. Tracy's here, and so is Jane, and so is Linda. So I'm going to be looking down to see my comments. Linda says, I was surprised I loved Grazing Grasslands. That's what she said. So that's good. Maybe I can... let me just try something here, folks. Sorry, it's probably going to be noisy. Well, this sucks because I do not want to hold this the whole time. So let me just fiddle. Oops, sorry. See if I can prop this in here, and if I can, you know what, I have an elastic. Give me 2 seconds. This is what happens when you're stupid and don't set it up properly. I can probably do this. Hopefully you don't see an elastic come down, but you might. Come on, elastic, don't let me down. There. Can you see an elastic? I hope not. Now let me try to plug in my microphone. Oh, it's here. I'll just put it on my shirt. Hopefully it's not too loud. Okay, sorry. Oh, we don't have a moderator in the chat, so if you see any of those, I was going to try to make someone a moderator at the last minute, but I don't have everything set up on my phone. So just ignore them, or you can report them if you'd like. All right, so here's my harvest. I did a video out on the harvest, and overall I like the harvest. I think it's worthwhile picking up if you like traditional fall-like scents. There's the apple spice cider, then there's like a fruity cider, and then the Moonlight Whisper is really light. That's the only downside. What else? The vanilla, or what's it called? Pumpkin honey spice. That's really nice. It's like a, that's the one where I'm complimented after saying he didn't like it. So, and then the pecans. So yeah. If you guys, one question I have is, are you guys ordering tomorrow? I think I'm gonna obviously get on, and I don't have any customer orders to put through, but I'm gonna get on and check the, thank you, Linda. I'm gonna get on and check the clearance because they might update. And did they do a Scentsy end of the month live on Facebook either last night? I'll just wait and see if, I don't know if they would have done that. Yes, Amy, do you know if there was an end of the month live from Scentsy? Oh, Linda has to get up at 2 a.m. That sucks. For me, it's 4 a.m. and I'm somebody that can get up easily. Oh, it's tonight. Okay, so we can't like make fun of them at all. All right. So what I'll do is I'll quickly go through my bars that I warmed. I'll tell you the notes, and if you want to mention anything about any fragrance, please interrupt me and do so. I'll try to catch it in the comments. Beth says, if they update clearance, I'll order, but otherwise I might wait. Yes, clearance is my jam. All right, so I finished up my Stitch. So Stitch is really good. Valencia Orange, Pineapple Nectar, Sugarcane, Sea Salt Mist. This is staying in the catalog. I don't think they were very clear on that, but it is. So that is good. This one I really like, spin-off. The Stitch 2.0 is Aloha Adventure. So I did put this in my club and I grabbed a few. Let me know what you guys think of this. I really liked it, but it didn't last a long time. It's sugared strawberry, pineapple, raspberry. Yes. And then I warmed 2 from the Encanto. And the Encanto is leaving, I believe, at the end of tonight. So if you really like this one, make sure... Yes, exactly. It's Sabrina, right? My Hardy Boys, I think, is Sabrina. Yeah, their end of the months are all over the place. So just like this one. Amy says, I liked it, but same didn't last. Yeah. I warmed one of the new releases yesterday, and it really didn't last. It was the Emerald Pear Blossom. I was surprised. Good day. Yeah, so Mirabelle is a very fruity scent. I really liked that one, and this one I really loved. This lasted in the boys' room, I think I took it out on the 5th day or maybe the 6th day. It was crazy. I think what happened was it just stayed in the room. It's like a really sweet, it says coconut, vanilla, creme, rich, amber, and cedarwood. I love this one. Highly recommend. Yes, Sabrina. Okay, that's what I thought. Sometimes you don't, somebody told me once, like, don't guess at somebody's name because if you're wrong, it's worse than not saying it at all. But I was pretty sure. And I warmed a tester of Newborn Nursery. Tell me below, because this is a controversial scent. Tell me below if you're someone that can tolerate this or you really are scared of it. Newborn Nursery. Jean says the end of the months have gotten out of hand. Kimmer, I'm not sure if your name is Kimberly, but I took Louisa out of my club. Price increase was the reason why. Okay. But it does last, well, like in the boys' room, it was a champ in the boys' room. So, yeah. Are you a Newborn Nursery tolerator or not? I can tolerate it, but I don't buy it. Not a fan, says Tracy. It's very strong. My sister put this in her house when she first started getting into Scentsy, and all of her family members came home. They're like, what the heck's going on? So, yeah, that's Newborn Nursery. I don't mind it, but you know what? Funny, I had this going. I forget what else I had going. But this was going in the main, like the hallway when you first walk in. So when you first walk into our place, there's like a little entranceway, then a hallway, and our main area is the furthest away from the door. That's why I say if I can smell something as soon as I open the door, it's coming from the furthest spot away from the apartment, and it's like has to go around things. But when we came home one day, Erica's like, oh my gosh, I'm being bombarded with scent. I think it was this one. Terrence says no. Newborn Nursery. Lana says yes. Jane says prefer 100 Acre in my grandson's nursery. Linda says, I love the smell of baby powder, but don't want my house to smell like it. I'm kind of like that with grape. I'm not sure what else I like roses, but I don't really want like strong rose smell in my house. Becky says, I'm confused about the zombie punch bar. It releases tomorrow, but it's not one of the 10 new scents. It's not scent of the month, so it's a weird release bar. Well, I think what it was is they released that in region 3, maybe a year or two ago. as part of a this time of year release, and we did not get it, so now they're bringing it to us. That's what I understand. And I actually forgot to order a zombie punch. So then with time, I'm like, well, why bother? I'll just wait and I'll get it if I order on the 1st. I have a party I can close out, and I'll just get it then, and I'll just use my free credit. So anyway, so hopefully that answers your question. All right, you like Rose, okay. So Ryan really liked the next one, By the Sea, and I gave my husband a car bar in this to put in his work truck, because his work truck he's having like engine fuel and engine stuff leaking, so his truck smells bad, and he sometimes smells bad. And I gave him this, and he goes, that thing you gave me for my car, he goes, it's so strong, I hate it. And it's By the Sea. I said, what do you mean that you hate it? It's By the Sea. He goes, nope, I don't like it. So I don't know, I guess it's too strong for him. Make Splash. Make Splash is pretty strong. Oh, stop. We have another troll. Becky says, okay, I almost forgot about it too, along with the Grassland collection. Just odd little collections, it's hard to remember. Yeah, it's overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed. Like, I've got like these little like cheat sheets everywhere, because any of the new scents, I've been asking my family what they think. And then, so I've got my husband's opinion on a bunch, and then I got him to smell the 10 new releases. And now Erica's got a cold, so I don't even think she's going to be able to smell them, so I don't know. Anyway, Johnny Upseed. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. This is probably a pathetic story, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Somehow we went up to New Brunswick. My husband's family is French. And somehow we got on the topic of certain French words and what's the French word for this? And somehow we got on the topic of what's the French word for condom? And we looked it up, and it was prophylactique. And then because I looked that up, it started suggesting other things about that. And did you know that this also means condom? I didn't know that. That's probably why I was laughing in my video when I was talking about it, because I was embarrassed. Anyway. All right, I have Summerberry Melon. I finished a brick. This one I don't really like, and I have another whole brick. So, sometimes I'm like, I wish there was someone really close to me that I could do it. I mean, Ramona's here. I don't know if Ramona likes, she's not a big fruity melon kind of person. She doesn't really like that either. I will say, you know how they say things happen in threes? So I have three 15-watt bulbs, and I'm trying to use up some of the pink ones. Lana says, I agree, Summerberry Melon, not my thing. I liked it better when it first came out, but it's almost like matured to a scent that I don't really care for. And I used 2 clear and a 25 wash, and I haven't even changed my warmers out yet. That was actually one of my questions for you. Have you guys started switching out to fall warmers? I haven't done any yet, but I will probably start doing it soon. And what I usually do when I switch them out is I switch them out gradually. So maybe I'll switch 2 or 3 a day, and then just do that over, like whenever I can. If I have a moment, I might switch one. And it doesn't seem as daunting that way for me. So anyway, if you find it an overwhelming process, then maybe do that. All right, Linda says, if you lived close to me and loved Arctic Kiss, I'd trade bricks with you. Oh, I do like Arctic Kiss. I have 2 bricks, I think. Actually, I'm warming Arctic Kiss in the kids' bathroom right now. Lana says, I've gotten out of some pumpkins. And Beth says, planning to decorate for fall tomorrow and switch warmers then. I've never actually been a decorator, but I do switch my Scentsy warmers. And sometimes they're not seasonally like specific, but sometimes I like to switch them out every now and then. And like in the kids' bedroom right now, or the boys' bedroom, I have Toronto Maple Leafs warmers, so I'm going to switch that to the Chicago Bears warmers. So I'll do that. Christy says, I switched out about a week ago so that I'd be ready for September 1st. And Kimmer0015 says, I keep the same warmers out year round other than my Christmas tree warmer. All right. I have another scent circle. I used a Jam and Jubilee, and Jam and Jubilee scent circles are really good. So if you want one that lasts and you can smell, then Jam and Jubilee is a really good one. Santorini Blossoms is one of my favorites, but Doug, I forget what I think he's on YouTube, he's called My Brother Doug, and he and I often agree. Like we often like the same thing, we often smell the same thing with things, and he said the Sugar Cookie scent circle is fantastic. So I didn't know that. So if you see Sugar Cookie, according to Doug, it's a really good one. And it's funny because his name is My Brother Doug, I think, on YouTube. And my husband's brother that passed away, his name was Doug. So anyway, I feel like a connection with him, even though he's just some guy on YouTube. So Doug, if you're watching this, hi. Anyway, we have apricot vanilla. This is a really nice one, but it's short lasting. What am I missing? Amy says, I did mine last week, which is the warmers, but only because I was kid-free for a few days. Okay. And Linda says, mistakenly got Arctic Kiss in a flash sale. It's frosted vanilla I love. Okay. Yeah, they didn't make frosted vanilla in a brick. And Amy says, I blame Lacey for making me kick Jam and Jubilee out of my club. She said it was going to be back and then and then got fired. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because sometimes I do that if I'm embarrassed. Like I was embarrassed the way that was handled. So sometimes I laugh and hopefully you don't take offense to that. Another brick. Oh, yeah, another brick. Sugar cookie. Love it. And actually did an In-N-Out Club, I think I mentioned, and the brick that I picked up was sugar cookie. And what I usually do, and this is just what I do, but maybe it might help people, is I usually use sugar cookie in the spring and summer as a mixer, and then I use vanilla bean buttercream in the fall winter, and I always buy it about 6 to 9 months in advance if I can, to when I think I'm going to start using it. That way it's had time to cure. Doug says, it's so good. After a week and a half, I swapped it out today. Okay, yeah, there you go. How come it says your name there now, Doug? I don't know what the heck's going on. Okay, this has got to be the prettiest packaging for counter clean ever. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Hibiscus pineapple. Or sorry, my bad. Hibiscus water. This is really nice. Kind of reminds me a little bit of hibiscus pineapple, but a little bit more watery. So yes, yes, yes. And I have this. Okay, I love this product in this scented product in the bathroom cleaner, and I haven't used it in the counter clean, but in the soap I did not like it, so don't shoot me. You can put down below if you agree. But it is Mediterranean Spa. This was not the greatest for dish soap. It didn't smell the greatest. It was just not the greatest. So, but I really love the bathroom cleaner in Mediterranean Spa. It makes me want to clean the bathroom. And they missed the boat because they should have brought the wax back for that one. What am I missing? Tracy says, Tracy's laughing at Amy. And Doug says, it's so good. Okay, we read that. Doug says, no clue, probably because I'm on my phone. Okay, gotcha. All right, now, I'll go a little faster because maybe you guys don't need me to babble on so much. Hibiscus water in wax. I have like a few of these, so I got to use them up. 2022. I'm actually working on my 2022 wax, so you're going to see a lot of it. Vanilla Waves, love. Amy, okay, sorry. Kimmer says, I swear I'm the only one who's not a bakery fan. Amy says, I wish they would bring back evergreen and grapefruit for dish soap. It's my favorite. And April, hi April, says, I didn't try any of the Mediterranean Spa cleaning products. Yeah. Mediterranean Spa, I remember when I first tried it, I was like, yeah, this is nice, but then it really grew on me and it lasts a long time. So if you see that one come back, it's definitely a good one. You can get multiple days out of it, like in the bathroom or something. It's fantastic. Kukui and coconut, I have this in my club. I'm debating taking it out. Christy, I love the dish soap, but I didn't try this one. I wish the sparkling spice cider was going to be available by itself. The sparkling spice cider. Kathleen says doesn't like bakery either. And Sabrina says Vanilla Waves, amazing. Opinions, should I keep this or get rid of it? Kukui and coconut. It's very perfumey. At the beginning when I warmed it this time, I didn't know if I was loving it. But then as it warmed, I think the base notes came out and I was really loving it. So I don't know what to do. Love it. Okay, keep it. Yeah, it's probably not. I still have it. I actually don't have to make any club decisions till February. So I'll probably just, sit in my hands and don't do anything. Christy also says, instead of the cleaning bundle, oops, it's citrus, no cider. Oops, is it citrus, no cider? I don't know what you're talking about. Jane says, I'm not a bakery fan. Amy says, drop it. It didn't survive my coconut cuts. Okay. Okay, so Vanilla Rose, I finished off this. This was from, I believe, the Mother's Day collection, and it was a rose that I can tolerate. I just talked about how I don't love rose, but that one was about a medium. Gleeful Grape. I warmed this in my main space, and I think the main space really just helped air it out. And it was really nice. It lasted a couple of days. I was surprised. So go figure. I used to kind of give, like, some days I don't know if you guys are like this, but okay, so my husband and I have opposite schedules because usually somebody has to be home with Drew, and especially in the summer, somebody is always home. So some days I'm like, well, I have to work and he's going to be home today. So maybe I'll put in a scent that I don't really like, so I'm not wasting it when I'm not there. So I put this in. But then I kind of enjoyed it. So I don't know if you guys do that too. What am I missing? Oh, Linda said Vanilla Rose was disgusting. And Jane says, yes, April, I'm dreading what they will do with Bring Back My Bar. I didn't actually have that on my list to discuss, but we could discuss it. And Amy says, yes, April, I'm watching and taking notes. Watching and taking notes? What are you taking notes? Anyone else dying to know what the Bring Back My Bar changes are? Hoping we find out tonight. Yes, okay. I think, I don't have Facebook, so I don't think there's a way I can watch it live, but maybe I can watch it once somebody puts it on their channel. So I think sometimes Charity puts it on her channel. I know Metallica Mom used to put it on her channel. So I'll get to watch it somehow. I finished up Flower Child. This I haven't warmed in years. And I warmed this on a day it said, melt a scent that a friend's character would melt. And I thought this would be great for Phoebe. Because, you know, how she's kind of... So, yeah. This is really pretty, but it's hard to get a good scent throw for me. So, that's that. Oh, this one, I wish I had another one. Blue Water and Sea Salt. Really like this one. It reminds me of being camping and going to the communal bathrooms and waiting to have your shower. Which I haven't done since I was probably like, well, I think probably last time I went camping was with girlfriends, probably around age 20. So that's a pretty long time ago. I finished off a Mums and Marigolds. And I know Amy said that, April says she likes Flower Child, but wish it was stronger. And Amy, I think you mentioned this did not seem quite as great as a performer as it was before, Mums and Marigolds. The notes on that one are summer marigolds, rhubarb, earthy cedar, and musk. I just smell almost like a summer sunscreen transitional this time of year. Would be good. That's what I kind of smell. I have this in my club, Cotton Candy Cookie. This does not perform as well here as it did in my old place, which is a shocker. Everything, for the most part, performs better here because it's a bit of a smaller space. But this, I don't know. But I'm not really ready to let it go. So, sugar. Raise your hand if you picked up any sugar in that clearance sale. I did not need to because I have it in my club. And I have quite a few because I'm just using 2023 and I get 3 a year. What am I missing? Amy says they changed the formula, okay, for Mums and Marigolds. And she also says it was more sweet and earthy, not so much rose. Speaking of, okay, let's backtrack. What did they do to Lemon Drop It Low? Because at Lemon Drop It Low, I haven't warmed it yet, but that does not smell the same. And I am over 2 weeks behind in watching videos. So most of my videos that I subscribe to are like Scentsy vendor wax. I like royal family stuff. I watch like some like almost like adventure story stuff. That's mainly what I watch. But I'm over 2 weeks behind. And so I do not know what other people are saying now. Just from reading some of my comments, people said that Lemon Drop It Low is not the same. So if you picked up Lemon Drop It Low, please let me know if you've smelled it before and if you think it's different now. I have my little, I call these the Britney Spears backup dancers. April said she bought 20 sugars. Good for you, April. I love how April, you just kind of go for it every time. She's like, yeah, I bought 42 bundles or whatever. Tell me, April, how many bundles you bought with that sweet plum pastry. And I think there was like huckleberry apple pie or whatever it was, I forget. Brownie batter, custard apple or something. Okay. Sabrina says, I got rid of Cotton Candy Cookie as it wouldn't perform. I missed the sugar in the sale. April bought 20. Amy says, let's talk about Lemon Drop It Low because I was so pumped, but it's just Walmart brand Sprite. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't buy Sprite, so I can't comment. Linda says, I was disappointed I wasn't wowed by Lemon Drop It Low. That whole collection was disappointing. Oh, I'm sorry you found that disappointing. I actually like this collection. Beth says, Amy, you have the best comparisons. And April says, dude, Lemon Drop It Low is just okay. I was expecting lemon pound cake from the Rowberries description. Okay, and just to get back to you, April didn't buy 42 bundles. She bought 35, was it? 35, yeah, so not so bad. So this lemon drop it low does not smell like the brick. It doesn't. It doesn't smell like it. The brick almost had like it almost smelled like a lemon meringue pie to me. There was like almost like a meringue vanilla creaminess that this does not have. So, and that's very odd because I got those bricks right away, and it's not like when I first got the brick it smelled one way and then it turned like. And did Lisa smell this? Does she think it smells the same? Tracy says I haven't warmed it yet. April is my wax buying hero. Oh gosh. April is crazy. She loves buying her wax. Anyway, here's my sugar. Lemon drops cotton candy mixes well with a lot of stuff. I'll just quickly go through my other things. We're almost done. Southern sweet tea. Erica loves this. I like it. Amy says I'll keep lemon coconut chiffon and my lemon sorbet and move on from lemon drop it low. This is like peach iced tea. Cherry limeade. This is a really great cherry scent, nice and strong. If you're looking for a cherry and lime combination, this is fantastic. Yeah, oh, I love it. It's kind of like rainbow sherbet, but better, in my opinion. Simply vanilla. I love this. I think that's like coconut milk and vanilla. Cutie Pie Cupcake. I think I have like 9 more of these to go, and they're all from 2022, so you're going to see a lot of these. Kimmer says, hoping with all the Scentsy consultants here today, please, I need advice on strong and long scents for fall, not bakery inspired. Woods would be preferred. All right, well, let's just take a break. This is a really nice bakery for spring and summer. Let's take a break because I have my little minuscule catalog here. So you don't like bakery, but you like strong and long. So you want both, strong and long. So we'll skip over bakery. Do you like spice? Apple and cinnamon sticks, I would say, is a strong and long. I would say cider mill is respectable, but not quite in that category. Maybe cinnamon bear, but again, I would probably say not quite in that category. I would say maple apple bourbon, definitely in that category if you like that kind of stuff. Let me think. From my memory, I think cinnamon pine cones is respectable, so it might be one that you want to give a try. And I'm just kind of I don't know how long lasting it is, but I'm having a really strong performance just from my testing zone with white oak woodland, so that might be one to take a gamble. Cinnamon woods for sure. We don't have cinnamon woods. Oh, you mean like retired? Okay, cinnamon woods was not strong for me. That's what Linda says. Okay, another one that is fairly strong and fairly long is aloe water and cucumber. Clean Breeze and Clothesline are both in that category, I would say. Just Breathe is fairly strong, but I don't think it's overly long lasting. Newborn Nursery is strong, like we just said, but and that's a respectable amount of time, but most people don't like that one. And Provence Lavender is fairly strong. I'm just trying to think. Autumn Road Trip is respectable, but not quite a boomer. Caramel Apple Craze would be a fair one to try. And let me think. Holiday Market, I think, was a strong one. Amy says, oh shoot, never mind, I wasn't paying attention again. And then Linda says cinnamon pine cones is strong and a decent longevity. Yeah, I thought that as well. I will say Lucky in Love is not overly strong. It's about a medium, but it's very long lasting for me. And I feel like Merry Wonderland was very strong, but I can't remember how long it lasted. And yeah, that's about it. For citrus scents, I find coconut lemongrass is fairly strong, and it's pretty good for longevity. So maybe give some of those a try. I just kind of look through quickly, and hopefully that's helpful. So the last two I have are Summer Rain, which has cyclamen and black lava salt. And I really like this. I have a few. And then I have Love and Happiness, which is the bus driver scent. So now, we already talked about Lemon Drop It Low. I have a list of things that I could talk to you about because I have to get off at a certain time, so I have to keep track of how long we're going. Yeah, we're still going. Jammy time. Jammy time is pretty strong and it lasts forever. So that would be a good one to try if you like fresh lavender, floral type scents. That's good to remind me. Thank you. Yeah, I might have missed a few because I just kind of glanced through as fast as I could. But yeah, tomorrow I think I'm going to film my video for the new releases, and I'm probably going to try to keep it to like 2 minutes each at most because I don't want to go on and on and on because I just warmed it in one spot and I only warmed like the equivalent of a cube and a half's worth. Oh, I can hear my daughter home. It might be a little noisy all of a sudden. Becky says, love and happiness reminds me of a fresh box of Pampers. Is that good or bad, Becky? And April says, I love to see summer rain come back. My nose has changed, so I might like it now. Yeah, that was back in, I think, 2022, because I think I picked up a few. Sometimes what I'll do with Bring Back My Bar is if I have a party and I have enough credit, I'll stock up on ones. But certain ones I'll put in my club. So some of these I might have like 5 or 6 to use up of certain ones that I bought from years ago. And then you're like, oh, I got all these bars to use up because I haven't been doing a good job using them up. So yes. Oh, okay. Becky said that the Love and Happiness new box of Pampers is a good smell. She says that's a good smell. So I actually had a customer message me today and ask is it true that banana nut bread is back in the catalog? And I said yes, and she's very happy. She's somebody that buys maybe 2 to 3 times a year, so she said she's going to stock up. So her stocking up and my stocking up are very different, but yeah. All right, do you guys want to talk? I mean, I don't know what's been discussed, but we can talk about, because someone did mention the club situation with Australia and New Zealand. Do you want to talk about that? What your thoughts? It doesn't make you nervous that we're going to have some club changes? So if you're not aware, and I didn't comment about this on my, like my Wax Happening portion of the news because it wasn't actually on our news station, so I didn't really feel right about discussing it because I didn't have all the specifics. But as far as I know, they are taking away the Always Get My Bar feature for Region 3, which is Australia and New Zealand. And so in doing so, if that was the case for me, I wouldn't have a club because every bar in my club, except for maybe the odd 1 or 2, is a retired scent secured by the Always Get My Bar feature. So yes, I mean, I think if they did that here, it would be the kiss of death. I honestly think like it would be the kiss of death because they've got us trained to like really love and rely on our club. So, I mean, I would lose my mind. April says, I'm super nervous. I hope Region 3 isn't a testing ground for Always Get My Bar. I mean, my theory is I believe they ship all the bars over there and it's probably super expensive and a massive headache to ship certain small quantities of what they need over. And like, I don't know, maybe it's just like a nightmare and they're just like, no, this is not worth it. Maybe for what they're bringing in to how much work it is, maybe it's just not worth it. Beth says, yes, I'm nervous. I just had mine shipped this week after I heard that. I'm not sure if you say Chea B says, if they get rid of that, what's the point of having a club? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because you could get auto delivery on things that you want. And I don't know, tell me down below if, do you mostly get retired things or do you keep current bars in your club? Because I usually never keep current because I'm like, if I can get it in the catalog, I'm just going to get it in the catalog. I never really, and I don't want to sound cruel, but well, maybe I shouldn't say it, but I was going to say I never really understand why people keep current stuff in, but maybe if that's the only way you order, then that makes sense. But if you get regular orders, if you get regular orders, you can make your own party links now, so that is nice. I saw a couple of my customers do that. April says, that is such a huge club. Then we have, yeah, I worry it will trickle down here. Just started with this company. I already have a lot of ones I would lose. Kimmer says, I love club for half price whiff box. And Beth says, I only get retired. If it's current, I put it towards a party. And that's what I do as well. And then Amy says, I filmed a video talking about it, but I wonder if the hack will cause issues because they have to be holding on to oils and bars for assumed clubs, and then they don't process, so Scentsy gets a hoard. And the other thing I don't know is, so let's say, somebody gets summer rain and they have to pour it. Is there like a minimum number, like maybe a minimum batch of summer rain would be like 500 bars, let's say. Like I'm guessing because I've never been to Scentsy head office, so I don't know how it works. And if you have, you can let me know. But let's say there's 500 bars of summer rain and they only have like 400 club bars that they need for the next 3 months, let's say. I don't know. There's like 100 left over. Or no, I mean, they could probably keep, what I think happens is they just use it up. But maybe, what if there's a scent that they pour 500 and maybe only 60 people have it in their clubs? And so that at the most, they only need 180 or to 200. Like they don't need many per year, and then they have all this left over. Maybe I think that's when it goes back in the clearance. Like leftover, like stuff that's they don't want to sell to me because it's flat bottom and 4 years old. Hi, Andrea. I think I mispronounced that. I'm sorry. April says, yes, hi. Linda says, retired bars only, unless it's a bar that you can get by itself in club when it's part of a collection. Yes. April says, I'm worried because lots of people do the club hack and then they push their club out for years. Did we just see pushed out club bars in the clearance lately? Yeah, I don't really know. And they must know about that. I'm just wondering, like one of these, I've never done the club hack, and I'm not saying like people that do are, bad people, but I don't want to screw anything up. The other day I did a one and done club and I was so afraid that I was going to screw it up. Like I had to go delete it. And I'm like, what if I delete my own? Like I'm going to panic, but I didn't. But, I know Angie Smith, like she tried to do the hack and she lost her whole club. And I feel bad. At the end of the day, it is only wax. So we're all going to live, but you know that they won't bring back certain scents ever. Oh, April, I just got a notification for you for a video. It says rocket testing. I saw this while driving Huntsville, Alabama. What am I missing? Charity, hello, how are you? And Amy says, Mandarin Moon, that's one of mine, and Lemon Coconut Chiffon. Yeah, I picked up, there's always a certain bar I find that when you see it, you're like, I know I'm going to order. And then, of course, you're like, well, if I'm going to order, I'm going to make it worth my while. And then you start ordering a bunch of other stuff, too. So that's what's been happening. And I think these clearance updates, I think they're like Orville's doing, because when Dan was in charge, we didn't get good clearance updates. And I'm all for the clearance updates because I love that kind of stuff. It's like a rush. And that's honestly sometimes what I miss. Like I miss because the more you've been warming wax, you kind of miss the newness, because I mean, there's new stuff, but people that when Bring Back My Bar comes and let's say there's 25 cents and I've smelled 20, I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I'm still excited to smell the other 5, but it wasn't like when I first started and 25 of them were new. What am I missing? April says, I've done the club hack, but I'm too scared to now, I think. Yes. And then Metallica Mom says, Sugar and Simply Rose were 2 of my tried and trues. Both were in clearance. Did you grab some? Or did you refrain? Persian Lime and Sandalwood is in clearance in the morning. Please let me grab it. Yeah, I mean, I think for us to mail stuff to the U.S., it's like crazy now. So I was going to say I'd grab some and mail them to you, Amy, if I did. But I do not like Persian Lime and Sandalwood, but I respect that you love it. Both were gone by the time you got there. What were they? Sugar. Yeah, I have sugar in my club. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's like just a regular non-business transaction, maybe you could still mail stuff for a reasonable price. I have no idea. But yeah. So, well, yeah, club makes me nervous, the club situations. And I've been seeing a lot of people do club edits, so that's always fun. I didn't do one because I kind of deleted a few things in advance, so. But I will be getting 2 clubs this week. I think one's probably going to come Tuesday, and then the other one's probably going to come like Thursday. So I'll just wait. Say it's a birthday gift for a friend. Yeah. Put like a card and that kind of thing. My friend Shannon has some wax for me. Sometimes I'll get some vendor wax and I'll get it delivered to her place. She lives in New York State, and then she mails it up to me. And on occasion, she's actually gone over to Niagara Falls and mailed it to me. So that's even better. So right now, I think I have a few Teddy Bees items and some Glitterati items. And Charity, are you still here? If Charity's still here, I love the way she says Glitterati. She says it like with an extra syllable, so it makes me laugh. I love it. I'm laughing, not at you, with you. Okay, yeah, I like the way you say glitterati. It's cute. You put an extra little bit in there. It's like Charity's little special twist. What I wanted to say, I just wanted to say a couple things. How are we doing for time? If you're doing the wax melting challenge, there's one prompt for the September 11th. I usually do that as a free melt day because I just do. I think it's a good day to just kind of melt whatever you want. But this month, I put melt a wax to honor those that have been lost. And I was watching Melissa Johnson Hates video, and she commented that she was worried that the wax she picked would be offensive. So she explained why she picked it, and I thought that was really nice. But I will say, whatever wax you pick, nobody's going to be offended because there's probably a specific reason that you picked that particular wax. So don't feel like you're going to be judged, and you can just either skip that day or you can melt anything. I think I'm going to melt oath because I thought some of the first responders probably take an oath to, protect and serve, and, medical people take an oath to kind of treat people. So that's why I think I'm going to pick that. So, yeah. So, what am I missing here? Will vendor wax melt in Scentsy warmers? I think it will, but if you're going to do that, I would say do 25 watt ceramic, like the white ceramic. So I find the ones that get the hottest, they seem like they're the bisque bake, the unglazed ones. But a lot of people just melt it in whatever. So in my bedroom here, I have a 15 watt Glade hot plate, and I melt vendor wax in that. And then in my main space, I melt it in some old 24 watt Walmart warmers. I have 2 of those, and then I have an Ashland warmer that I have. And then my friend Shannon bought me another warmer that I've never used yet because the dish is like as big as my face. It's so big. But I've warmed it in Erica's room in Scentsy warmers, does just fine. I think if you have an element warmer, it might be hit or miss depending on the output. And also mini warmers, I think it might not melt as well. Like sometimes it will melt, but like around the edges, it's a little bit not melted. So, and some people use tea lights. Tea lights, obviously supervised. I totally forgot, but here I am now. Oh, hi, Laura. And then says, the shipment is so slow. My club ships on the 18th, doesn't usually get to me until the early part of the next month. Are you in Canada? Because I know that they switch over to Canada Post, which is super, super slow. We have our whole issues with Canada Post. Mine processed on the 17th, and it took a long time, my club. It took a long time to ship out. Like it took, well, I say a long time, a few days, and I'm supposed to get it on the 2nd, and then I think I ordered another one on the 19th, and that's maybe coming I think the other one I ordered a few days later, and then it's maybe 2 or 3 days later. So I'm not really sure why. One thing I wish they would work on, and I'm sure most people will agree with me, is when you put the order until it ships, that sometimes it's a really long time, like way too long. And it's embarrassing because I've had a few customers contact me and they're like, is the order here yet? And I'm like, no. And they said, what takes so long? And they're like, they're used to Amazon, like next day or 2 days at the most. What do we got here? Beth says my club shipped the same day it processed. Oh, okay. Well, I probably have like some crappy bar or something that held it up. But Kimmer, it's just almost 3 weeks for me to get my orders. I should have missed the Texas warehouse now that's closed. Yeah, I don't know why. Well, maybe I think I do know why. Because of the always get my bar, if not everything's ready, it's going to take a while to ship out. And one thing I've noticed is if you're a consultant and you order, hi Christine, if you're a consultant and you order business supplies, like that's the kiss of death. You're not getting your order right away. So just be prepared. And this is what I think. And I've not been to Scentsy head office, so I don't know. But when I worked in the pharmacy as an assistant, we'd get prescriptions coming through. So person A would have 2, person B would have 6, and person C would have 15. Well, guess what one's getting pushed to the side? The 15 person, because nobody wanted to do 15. So you tend to grab the quick and easy ones first, and subconsciously the other ones just get ignored. So I don't know if that's the case for Scentsy as well, but I always kind of joke around that maybe that's the way it is. Yes, someone says, Chaya or Chaya, I'm not sure how to pronounce, says, Scentsy needs to fix their shipping. I've ordered from China, and it's been here faster than Scentsy. One thing I want to say, if you're in Canada, please let me know, or even in the US, have you received ice packs this year? I'm going to wait. It's going to be silent. I'm going to be like, doo doo doo. I'll sing you my Moonlight Whisper song while we wait. Amy. Oh, hi, Julie. Amy says, haha, I love that analogy. Bet they do that with mine and the clearance lately. Charity says, mine was slow and I did get ice packs. Christine says, no ice packs in Alberta. Okay, I'm in Nova Scotia, and we've been experiencing some warmer weather than normal. Amy can kind of attest to the fact that she and I are close geographically, and we've had a lot of fires here, so it's not like it's super cool. And I've not received one ice pack this year, not one, zip, zero. I feel like now I didn't get any melted bars, but one of my customers had melted bars, so I felt bad for him. I contacted him. He lives in Halifax, and I messaged him, and he was pretty annoyed, and I felt bad, but. April says yes to ice packs. Well, you were in California, so I'd hope so. Doug says sometimes I get ice packs and sometimes I don't. Then Chaya says I got ice packs. I'm in the U.S. And then Trees says K's and I got ice pack. Oh, Kansas, sorry. Sorry, I've got a glare. Yes, I've got ice packs in Tennessee. No ice packs with the Dan's collection. And then, yes, in Oklahoma. So, I mean, I think that's a way of, let's see what Amy says. The weather and no rain is nuts lately, and some bars were definitely on the border of sweating. Christine says, most of my orders come to the post office, so nothing is melted. Okay. I mean, like, I haven't gotten one Mylar bag. I've never had a year that I've not had a Mylar bag ever. Like, this is the first year since I've joined. I think it's crazy. I joined in 2018. So Linda says, because shipping is so long now, my bars are on the verge of melting. Yeah, so that's the other issue. Like, it's taking a while to get to you. If you're in a club situation in Canada, what happens is, I believe they go from Idaho to Calgary, and then from Calgary, I think they're, so I don't know if Idaho to Calgary, I don't know if that's through air, but once they get to Calgary, I think it's like ground shipment, so I think a truck is driving it across the country. So anyway, and that's just me guessing, but I think that's how they keep it cost lower. Christy says, I didn't get ice packs in my last order. I'm not far from the South Carolina warehouse, and it's been taking a lot longer to get packages. And Lana, hopefully I'm saying that right, says, I got ice packs, and one order came with a broken one, 2 days to dry out the bars. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Linda has ice packs. Amy says, watch, we'll all get ice packs the first day it snows. And then Kathleen is here. Hello. And she says, Canada, no ice packs. I mean, we have fires everywhere up here in Canada, so it's warm. It's warm and dry. So yeah, we're going to wrap things up here in a few, but I want to know before we do, I like to find out what everybody's got in the warmers today. And you don't have to share everything if there's a whole bunch of things, but maybe one or two things, or maybe your favorite thing that you're warming. Or are you one of those people that warms like the same scent in every room? Because I don't do that. I'm like a per room kind of girl. Oh, Kathleen says Nova Scotia. I think I know that. I think I knew that, Kathleen, because I feel like I think I've seen you on Instagram, I think. Or maybe I've seen a comment from you mention that. So I'm just not sure where in Nova Scotia. So right now I'm in West Bedford, which is on the outskirts of Halifax. So I'll tell you what I'm warming. Here in my bedroom, I'm warming a Vendor Wax because I have a lot of Vendor Wax to use up. So it's a vanilla Don't Cross Streams. And in my main space, I'm warming Berry Apple Shortbread. Erica's room is Taj Mahal, which the door is closed. Ryan and Drew's room is Pomegranate Prosecco. I have Arctic Kiss going in the bathroom, and Light Side of the Force in the entranceway. And in the hallway, I have Camu Camu, which I can't really smell, so I'll probably have to take it out. So what do we have? We have, let me just go back. Oops. Beth has 101 Dalmatians squeezed a day and, oh, it's still hot here. Yes, yes. Oats and honey in the warmers today. I think I'm going to use that on a day for the, on the wax melting challenge. It says melt a breakfast scent, breakfast in bed scent. So I thought I might warm oats and honey, or maybe apple and oats, or I could do breakfast in bed. There's lots of options, right? Sabrina says, I have wild horses scents, trying to figure out if I should club them. Anyone clubbing those? So I kind of forgot that those were leaving. I was watching, I'm like I said, I'm really, really behind. And then I was reading somebody's comments and they said something like they're leaving at the end of the month. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's today. So I just went in today and put 4 of them in my club, and then I will remove them as needed. But I don't like saddle up, so I knew I wouldn't want that one. I have heard, like there was one video I watched, I think it was Alexis's video, and she said they all performed well, I think. I was only half listening because I was like doing stuff, but it seemed like the performance on those ones are good, so that's nice to hear. Julie says, I got inspired by the Harvest Reviews put in apple spice from last year's set. Cindy says aloe water and cucumber, and Amy says peaks and pines, and pine cone cookies from Melting Memory. Oh, sure, sorry, I'm shaking the phone. I'm probably not going to scroll through because I can feel my phone shaking. You should see how I have it rigged up. Laura says, finishing up summer partial bars. Lana says, I love Taj Mahal. I would have given mine to you if I could have. Amy says she's clubbing wildflowers and sage. And I think that's from the collection. Jane says, Quiet Grove, Summer Holiday, and Sheer Woods. They're all so soft. I use 3 full bars, but they're lovely. Tracy says, Camu Camu. Hi, Tracy. I might miss a couple here. Sorry. I see her. Tracy says, Apple Harvest Dreams. Do you like that one, Tracy? The Apple Harvest Dreams? I like it. Susan says Jack's Obsession. She's been hoarding that one. The wax was gray. So I thought I'd better warm it. And Christy says Johnny Appleseed and Stroopwafel Delight. You're going to think of Johnny Appleseed in a different way now that you watch my video. Doug says Harry Potter, Sherbet Lemon, and Sun Ripened Berry in the main space. Lemon Drop It Low in the basement. Oh, Kathleen, you live in Dartmouth? My mom, well, that's where I grew up. My mom lives on Prince, well, I probably shouldn't tell her, but I went to Prince Andrew High, which has been renamed now, because Prince Andrew is not someone that deserves to be named, have a high school after him, I guess. Sabrina says thank you, and Tracy says she does like Apple Harvest Dreams. So, all right, so yes, I'm going to be up at 4 a.m. to check the clearance quickly, so maybe I will beat you guys to it if there's any. So don't forget, order your stuff. Always 2 things after you order: clearance and the Scentsy Club exclusive page. Check those. And also, if you have business supplies, remember to put those in if you're a consultant. And also, if you're a consultant or a customer, ask yourself, do I have enough bulbs? I probably need to order bulbs. Johnny Appleseed delivers. Yes, he does. I used to call Johnny the pool boy because it was a spring and summer scent, and then he would retire at the end of the summer. But then they made it a full year scent. So then I said he does the pool in the summer and he drives the Zamboni at the rink in the winter. April says, I'm excited to check out the clearance. And then 4 a.m. and you get up at 4? Well, in Ontario, shouldn't you be probably like 3 a.m.? I don't know. Because you would be Eastern time. I'm Atlantic time. I'm not a fan of perfectly pomegranate, so I mixed it with sugar cookie to get through it. Okay. And then Linda says, I just don't go to bed when it's a new month. Okay. So anyway, what we'll do is let me know if you still think I should do the live at the end of the month the way I've been doing it. If you want me to scrap the empties and just do talking, we can do that. If there's any questions, I can answer the questions instead. But I just like having a chance to kind of get together and talk. And if it's something that we can look forward to every month. And I think eventually I'm going to be getting a laptop. And so then I'll be able to use like a StreamYard or something like that. And then I'll be able to invite people on. And actually, the way this is now, I could actually invite somebody on, but I have not. But I could. So anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go because Erica's going out tonight. She's a little party animal, and my husband's gonna have to drive her, so I have to go out and kind of supervise out there with Drew. So thanks, guys. Thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Take care, and I'll try to turn this off. I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be probably tomorrow, but not a lot.